Framework's fully upgradable laptop has proven to be immensely popular, and you can see why. Being able to upgrade your laptop takes so much stress out of the buying process. Plus, you feel better for the koala bears as it reduces e-waste. And let's be honest, how has it taken 160 videos for there to be a koala bear reference on this channel? Anyway, we recently upgraded our Framework laptop and the old parts have just been sitting on the shelf. This includes a full Intel 11th Gen mainboard. We could sell them for sure, but I thought of a super interesting project that I wanted to try out. Cooler Master has partnered with Framework to produce a mini case designed specifically to turn your Framework laptop parts into a desktop. And I've been wanting to add a local server to our network so that our laptops can quickly sync files too. Since we also happen to have some large hard drives lying around the studio, I thought we could try a really cool project. Let's see if we can build a network server out of laptop parts with a large amount of storage attached. Look, I value your time, so I'm just going to cut to the chase here. Framework and Cooler Master's idea of turning your laptop parts into a desktop is awesome. And this ended up being a fun project for us, as we're the kind of people who enjoy tinkering with tech and have a lot of spare parts lying around. But for most people, doing this right now, as you're about to see, is just not a great idea, and you should probably wait for a version 2 of this Cooler Master case. Before we continue, don't forget to smash the like button and get subscribed. Not only does it show your appreciation for the work we put into making these videos, but as I always say, it makes my mother very proud. Just a little more info about our intended use case. We have a network attached storage on a fast 10 gigabit network that we edit our videos from. The files on our NAS are also synced via Dropbox, which allows our remote staff to collaborate on our projects. Plus, because we're using Dropbox, we can easily keep our files locally on our laptops. That way we can take our laptops out and about to test them as laptops, unattached to a network. It's this second use case where we have a problem. Dropbox has a unique feature called LAN sync. LAN sync allows computers on the same network to download files directly from each other, rather than having to fetch them from Dropbox's servers over the internet. Our internet connection is 1 gigabit, but our local network is a much faster 10 gigabits. So in theory, we should be able to fetch the files 10 times faster if we use LAN sync. But what sucks is that our Synology NAS, which has a copy of all files, its version of Dropbox does not support LAN sync. So my solution is to build an additional Linux server using my old Framework mainboard, the Cooler Master case, and some really good external storage drives that we have laying around the office. Then we're going to install Dropbox on it with LAN sync enabled. That way, anyone who wants to store files on their local laptop can just quickly sync to that server. By the way, if you aren't familiar with the Framework mainboard, it contains the processor, motherboard, slots for memory storage, and Wi-Fi. And FYI, Framework sent us the Cooler Master case, and here it is. It is so tiny and looks super cool. It comes with mounting points so you can easily screw it under a desk or on a wall. Installing the Framework mainboard into the Cooler Master case was super easy. Framework's instructions were, as per usual, super clear and easy to follow. You just pop open the case, screw in the mainboard, and put in your memory, SSD, and Wi-Fi card. Then you insert some of Framework's ports and you're all good to go. All we need to do now is install an operating system. We chose Ubuntu Linux. Then we bought a fast OWC external RAID drive enclosure and placed our Seagate Ironwolf hard drives in it. My intention is to run RAID 0 for extra performance, as we don't need redundancy here. This server is merely to allow fast syncing of files from a local network cache of Dropbox. This just all seems so simple. But the moment we tried to boot up, we realized it wasn't all fluff and rainbows. There weren't enough ports to even boot up the machine. These Framework mainboards are designed to be used in 13-inch laptops. Laptops don't need as many ports as desktops. That's because your laptop's display, keyboard, and trackpad are hardwired, so they don't need to use a port. So 4 ports on a laptop, which this offers, is plenty. But as a desktop, once we plugged in our monitor, keyboard, mouse, and power, which all require a port, there were none left. We didn't even have a port to plug in our USB key to install the operating system. We literally had to take turns swapping between the keyboard and mouse. The same problem occurred when we went to plug in our external hard drive enclosure. There were simply no ports available. Realistically, you need to connect this computer to a USB hub to actually use it. But even if you do that, there is another issue. This thing has noticeable fan noise. I talked a lot about this in my review of the Framework 13-inch laptop. The main issue with it is its cooling design. The Framework 13 is a small, lightweight laptop, and small laptops have small fans, so they must spin faster to move a lot of air. This means you hear a lot of fan noise. Now, the current Framework 13 design only uses a single fan, whereas many other small laptops have 2 fans, so its single fan needs to spin faster to move the air, and it's therefore on the louder side than other small laptops that we've tested. By putting this Framework mainboard with its single small fan into a tiny desktop case that offers no additional cooling, you are literally taking away the biggest benefit of a desktop: space for better cooling. And not only was this thing loud, but it had a high-pitched sound to it, so the fan noise was very noticeable. I'd only recommend this setup if you use it as a server in a closet or you're using it in a very loud environment. Next, Framework's Ethernet port only supports 2.5 gigabit speeds, so as a network server, we won't be getting full access to the max speeds of our 10 gigabit network. We would need to purchase another attachment for that. This one I'm actually fine with, because I knew about this going into the project. Look, 2.5 gigabit Ethernet on a laptop in 2023 is actually good, and the speeds will still be faster than downloading files from Dropbox's servers. But overall, is it actually worth it? This case costs $39 US, the USB hub costs $56, and then the Ethernet card costs $39, so around $130. But you still need memory and an SSD to convert it into a desktop. A mini PC like the Chewy Larkbox costs around $200 or less on Amazon, and it comes with memory and storage. Plus, it doesn't have the port problem that this solution does. And I'd hope, as it's designed for that form factor, it would have better cooling. I'd have to get one in to confirm that though. By the way, on that device, it does use a less powerful processor though. Look, overall though, if you already have most of the parts available to you, like we did, it does actually make a really cool server, and we were pretty impressed by it. But we do think, because of the issues I just mentioned with the ports, fan noise, and cost, using the Framework mainboard as a desktop right now, it's just a very niche solution. I think Framework and Cooler Master are onto something though. I just think they need to release a version 2 of this case with a built-in USB hub and some large fans. That would resolve the port problem and would improve the cooling. It would be like placing a laptop on an active cooling pad. If they did that, it would massively broaden the appeal of this solution. Well, what did you think? Given the downsides that I mentioned, do you think there is a use case that I'm missing? Let me know with a comment below. And if you're wondering whether our new server actually worked, it didn't. Although our Framework server itself worked great, no matter what we did, Dropbox refused to use LANsync and it always pulled the files from the internet. We checked everything, we just could not get it going. And since we're about to increase our internet connection from a 1 to 2 gigabit, we decided to abandon the project. It sucks, as this project ended up taking us weeks to get set up. We had to order in parts, and then it took us 3+ days to download all the files from Dropbox's servers. Anyway, that's all for today, folks. Let me know with a comment below if you'd like to see more of these tinkering kind of videos from us. Make sure to like and subscribe. Until next time, go do something awesome with your day, and I will catch you later.